Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you some basic tools in Adobe InDesign. After you open InDesign, we wanted to create a new document. So open File, we have New and New Document. The shortcut for New Document is Control-N. So the next time, easily we can just press Control-N to create a new document. A new window will open with some options. The first thing that we wanted to set is the size of the document. We have some recent options, and also if you wanted to select from the most useful or most used document size, you can select print, and you can find them like A4 size, letter size, B5, and so on. So for example, I wanted to create a document with size letter. In the right side, we have some more options to set. First, you can change the name of this document. For example, test 1. You can edit the size, even you select the original size from the left side, but you can, if you have a specific size, you can fix those. Make sure to check the units, what unit you wanted to work on that, if it is in inches, centimeter, points, and so on. The other thing we need to pay attention is the orientation of the document. By default here, you see that portrait is selected because it's blue, but you can switch between portrait and horizontal and on landscape, and you see the width and height will change. The other option, we will talk about that later. For now, just click on the Create, and you see a new document with the name that you already selected. Test 1 is created. If you select the workspace from window workspace and you selected advanced, you have the same tools as you can see here. Okay, so first step, I wanted to talk about one of the most useful tools, which is a selection tool, the black arrow on top of this tool menu. You can see here. This is very useful whenever you wanted to move the objects or images. You can easily use this tool. And the short key for that is letter V in the keyboard. I wanted to place an image to this document. So you need to go to File, find Place. The shortcut for the place is Control-D. Now you can select the image that you already downloaded or you have in your system and click Open. So as you click Open, you see the mouse is holding the image. And whenever you click, the image will be placed to the document. There you go. This image is quite big, and I wanted to resize it. So before that, I wanted to show you how to zoom in and zoom out to the document to see what you have here. So we have one zoom tool that looks like a magnifier, as you can see here, and the shortcut for that is letter Z. So if you click on that, you see the mouse change to a magnifier shape, and there is a plus in the middle of that. It means that as I click on that, it will zoom into the shape. And if you hold Alt key in the Windows computer, or if you hold Option in the Mac computer, you see I'm holding Alt or Option, you see the plus change to minus, and it will, if I click, it will apply to zoom out to the whenever you clicked. As far as I release the Alt or Option key, the mouse changed to zoom in tool, and there's a plus again in the magnifier. So I wanted to get rid of this tool, so you can simply click on the selection tool again. There are some other short key that you can work with the zoom tool. You can hold Control and press plus in the keyboard. So as far as I hold Control and click on the plus, you can see it will zoom in. But if I wanted to zoom out, still hold Control and press minus. It will zoom out. If you press Control and 0, it will fit the whole document to the screen size. And this is very useful that you can see the whole document in the screen. Okay, now I wanted to resize the image. So let me press Control minus to see the whole image. You can see that this whole big square is the border of the image. So the image is too big. And while this white area is my document, so I wanted to make that image smaller to fit in my document. So to change the image size, if you just move the selection tool to the corner of the image and resize, see what will happen. It will crop the image, while I may not want this. So to undo what we did in wrong, and we wanted to undo the last action, you can just go to Edit and select Undo, or the shortcut for that is Control Z, which is so useful. So I press Control Z, faster to work with Control Z instead of just go to Edit and select Undo. Okay, so to resize correctly the image, you can simply hold Control and Shift. So I press down Control and Shift at the same time, and while they are holding down, I resize the image from the corner and using the selection tool. So I move it to here. You can see again, we can see the whole image, but in a smaller size. Again, hold Control and Shift, hold it down, really resize the image, release the mouse key first, then release the Control Shift. It's very important to not release Control Shift before releasing the mouse, because sometimes we just accidentally move the mouse and it would be distort the image. Okay, so with the wrist again, maybe we wanted to resize it in smaller size. There you go. I wanted to see the whole image fitted to the window, so press Control and 0, and you can see the whole document and the image inside that. Also in the document name, besides of that, you can see the percentage of what sizes that you see. It's 106% that we can see. If you wanted to see the actual size, which is 100%, use hold Control and 1. So Control 1 will show the actual size of the document. You can see that's changed to 100%. Whenever you edit in your file, there is a little star beside the name of the document. It means that you didn't save it yet. So make sure to save every now and then. To save a document, you can go to File and press Save, or for the first time, you can press Save As. But in here, I saved it already, or you can just press Save As and select where you wanted to save it. You can rename the file and hold Save. As far as you save, that little star won't show and or disappear. And also you can press Control S for save and save it easier and faster. Okay, now I wanted to have a black background for this document. To use it to add a color to the background, simply you can use a rectangle tool. So there are two rectangle shapes in the toolbox, but don't confuse between them. One of those had a X in the middle. That's the rectangle frame. You cannot color it. That's just for placing images. The other one is rectangle tool, and you can click on that. you can see the mouse change, and if I draw any, I can draw any shapes of rectangle. I don't want this, so you can simply go to selection tool, select each of those, and simply delete. Select all of those and delete. Okay, now back to the rectangle tool. I wanted to have a black background for the whole document. You can simply draw a big rectangle to cover the whole document. Okay. So the rectangle is created, but it still doesn't have any color. So let's switch to the selection tool first, so don't draw any other rectangle. In the top side tools, you can see fill color and stroke color. Fill will color the selected shape. So the rectangle is selected. You can see these little dots around. It means if I click outside, it's not selected. So I need to click on the rectangle. It's selected. Then I can select any color that I wanted for the fill, or you can by clicking on the little arrow in here. But if you double click on the fill square, you have more options to select the color. Also, if you have the numbers of the RGB or CMYK of a specific color, you can apply it here. For here, I wanted to just select change the color to black. You can select the registration, and there it is. Select the rectangle. Make sure the stroke is the border of the shape. That you can change the border color. So in here, I wanted to keep it as none. I don't need any border color. Okay, so where is my image? Because the rectangle is created after and placed after the image, so it will place on top of the image and I cannot see the image. So to fix that, you can go, while the rectangle is selected, you can go to Object, Arrange, and in here we have some options to send the selected object to backward, forward, and to the back. So I wanted that rectangle set in the back of all the other objects, that in here we have only one more object. There it is. So the rectangle is set on the back of this image. So again, if you select, for example, the image, you can go to Object, Arrange, and then send the image to backward or the back of the other image, and you can see it happen. So press Ctrl-Z to bring it back to the front. There are some shortcuts for the arrange as well. As you can see, all the short keyboard keys on the right side. You can see for the send to back is Ctrl-Shift left bracket, send backward Ctrl and left bracket, bring forward Ctrl right bracket, and bring to front Ctrl-Shift and right bracket. So if you press all at the same time, it will apply to the same tool. Okay, so now I wanted to make sure, again, save the file, Control and S. I wanted to add a text to this document. There is a type tool which shows with a letter T. If you click on that, you see again the mouse change, and you can create a text frame by dragging that tool, and you see the mouse is blinking inside because it's a type tool. So you can type anything you wanted. For example, here I type Toyota 2023, but the mouse moves. It shows that I typed something, but because the background is black and by default the text is black, so I cannot see black on black. So make sure double click on the text. It will select the whole text. And because that's the text is selected, we can change the text color here. So again, by clicking on this little arrow, you can select any color. If you wanted to select white, white represents as a paper because by default the paper is white, and the text will show now with the white color. If you want to change the size, select the whole text. In the top side, you can change the font and the style and size. To go out of the get rid of this type tool, you can again select select the selection tool or shift B, the selection tool. One thing that maybe your text frame is bigger than the text inside and you wanted to fit it to the same size, you can, while the text frame is selected, go to Object, Fitting, and select Fit Frame to Content. And perfectly, it will fit the text frame to the content inside. You can move it wherever you want. Okay, so for example, if we're done with this image or with this document, or we wanted to see how the final will look like, but these guidelines is bother me to see the final result. I wanted to see the preview of the design, so you can go to View and select Screen Mode. Instead of the normal, which is the design view, you can select Preview, and it will just show you everything without the guidelines and the frame and everything. So if I wanted to move back to the normal view, you can go again to View, Screen Mode, and Normal, or you can press letter W inside in your keyboard, and anytime you press W, it will switch between the normal and preview of your design. And the last, I wanted to show you how to create a package. So first, I need, if I finalize my design, I need to save it. So press Control S. The design is saved. Now I wanted to send it to my friend, my colleague, or my client. So to send the file to other persons, or even I keep it as a document that I can open it in another computer. So you need to create a package, because in the package, you will have a PDF of the design, you will have versions of the InDesign that it can compatible with the other InDesign versions. So you may have an older version of InDesign in another computer, so it cannot open this, but if you create a package, you can open it. Also, in the package, it will save all the images and the fonts that you use. Again, in another computer, there might not be that specific font that you use, or not the image as well. So when you open the file in another computer, it won't show as what you created. So you need to have everything in a one package. So go to the file, make sure your design is saved. Go to the file and select package and click on the package. So select where you wanted to save the package. Check all of these options which contain the PDF, IDML, which is the version that can open in any other in another versions of InDesign, and it will save the copy of the link graphics, which is the images, copy of the fonts, and whatever you need to open this document. So you can rename the folder. So in here, it automatically use the name of the document and add a folder on at the end of that, and you can select package, and that's it. So if you open the package, you can see that all these files in there, and you can just save the package folder and move it and use it in any other computer. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it would be helpful for you.